Hello, this screencast is going to provide a brief overview of adding new content to your Drupal site. There are a few ways to do this. You have a Create Content tab in your workbench that gives you an overview page listing all of the content types that you have permissions to add. That same screen can be found from your Content Overview page by clicking the Add Content link. In this case, we're going to go ahead and add a new basic page to the site. The first thing you'll notice on every field is a handy tooltip that provides more information about the field and often some tips on the best ways to use it. In this case, we'll give our page a sample title, an optional subheader. I've got some text on my clipboard that we're going to paste in for the body. In a future screencast, we'll go over the WYSIWYG editor in more depth. However, it has all of the standard formatting tools and ways to add links, images, files, videos, and so on directly in your content body. Down below we have some optional fields for supporting content. We have a preface that will appear at the top of the page, a postscript that appears at the bottom of every page, and finally an optional pull quote that you can use to highlight or emphasize content from the page that we're visiting. Over in this right-hand column, we have a little indicator that lets us know what type of content we are adding, including some tips and more information about the content type. We have a way to add a pre-formatted featured image, either by uploading directly from your computer, or in this case, going into our media library. We will just select a random image here, submit. Most content types will have this permission settings. This determines which of your users will have access to edit it based on the work group that they belong to. We'll cover more of those details again in a future screencast. For now, we're going to go ahead and assign this to administrators only. Most content types will also have some form of categories, one or more usually. This allows you to tag and categorize your content. It's helpful for organization and providing content in various lists throughout the site, and a way to add related content from elsewhere on your site to this node. So if you have a group of related content across content types that make sense together, this provides an easy way to do so. You simply start typing the name of the page you're looking for. We'll go ahead and add a few of these. Sample text boxes, and we'll go ahead and add one more. This is a little tricky. Whenever you want to get rid of one of these, you simply delete it, and on save it will go away. You have a drag and drop interface to determine which piece of related content shows up first. And especially for basic pages, you will typically want the page to appear somewhere within your menu system. This option provides an easy way to do so directly from this interface. You're going to give it a menu title. This can be different than our page title up here. Go ahead and just call it sample menu. You'll want to give it a description for screen readers and accessibility purposes. And this drop-down option here is going to determine where within the site our page appears. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and add it under the sample page menu. And our weight option is going to determine where in the hierarchy the menu appears. Negative numbers cause the menu item to float towards the top. Positive numbers cause it to sink down towards the bottom. So in this case, we'll put it at the bottom or close to it by setting it to a high number. In a future screencast, we're going to cover the actual menu manager interface where you have more direct control over menus. But this is just a quick way to get your basic page into the menu system directly from this page. Over here, we just have a few options that you'll see. Revisions. You can leave a helpful note. Each content item that you save saves multiple revisions so that you can revert back to them if necessary. Authoring information allows you to change when the content was authored. This can be useful in lists that are sorted by date, and it offers you the chance to change who it was authored by if you ever need to go back and change authoring information on a node. And promotion settings. These can largely be ignored. They're just Drupal default fields that are here and are sometimes used, but not often. That covers all of the fields. You have the option of saving it as a draft, which we will go ahead and do right now. In this case, your page has been saved, as you see here from this helpful notification message. However, it's not yet published. It's a way for you to work on a page as a draft before it shows up for the general public. If we look in our menu here, we won't see it because it's not yet active. So let's go ahead and edit it and publish it. This is going to take it out of draft state and make it live on the site. If we now look in our menu item, you can see here is the menu item that I chose, and it's appearing at the bottom of that list. Here is the related content that I had added, our pull quote, our title and subheader, the preface. Up on top is our featured image, and down below is our postscript. And on this particular site, our categories. These won't always appear on all pages, but again, they're used to help organize and sort various content items. And that concludes our overview of adding content to your site. Hope it was helpful.